Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So today's video is going to be a story time on how I almost died. So there was two occasions of that. So yeah, I'm just going to jump right into the video because it's a long story. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're new, like this video, and leave a comment down below, okay? The first part is when I was 11 years old. It started out by me getting really sick. So I was throwing up like crazy. I couldn't eat anything. Like when I talk about anything, like I couldn't even hold down water. I was losing color in my skin. I'm already white, but like I was like really white, you know. So it's not funny, but yeah, that went on for about a month. I went back and forth to the doctors and they kept telling me like it's the flu. Then they tried to tell me that it was mono. But nothing that they did was helping. Like I just was not getting better. I just kept getting sicker and sicker and sicker. And there was one day I was laying in bed. I was sleeping. I would sleep all the time. I couldn't get up. I couldn't open my eyes. I was so weak. It was ridiculous. Like I was dying. So my brother comes in the room and he tries to wake me up and I'm having a hard time to wake up. He calls my mom and my mom instantly was like, we need to take her to the hospital like right now. So we call an ambulance. They come and get me, and my mom's like, we're not leaving this hospital until someone tells me what's wrong with my daughter. So they rushed me into ICU. My brother had told me like when he picked me up to like carry me to the ambulance, like he said I felt like light as a feather. Like there was nothing to me. Like there was no weight to me, literally. So when they rushed me to ICU, they tried to take blood samples and they couldn't even get like one valve of blood, like at all. Like I had no blood in my body. I also forgot to add in that because I had such a high fever, it caused me to lose partial hearing in my left ear. So that's when like everybody started panicking. They're like, oh my god, like what's wrong? So they figured out that I needed a blood transfusion. So I ended up getting about 6 blood transfusions, and that started to like help me wake up a little bit. So now they had to figure out like why this was happening. So after like I did 1,000,001 tests, like I did every test you could think of, they finally found out that it was my spleen. My spleen was trapping my red blood cells and it was growing like really, really big. So your spleen is supposed to be like the size of your fist. Mine was like the size of a football. That's really bad. So, and on top of that too, my white blood cells were eating my red blood cells. They were confusing it for like a virus or a sickness or something. So that's why all my blood was gone. So they ended up scheduling an emergency surgery for me to get my spleen removed. And the doctor had told me that if I didn't come in when I did, I would have had only had like 2 hours left to live, and that was gonna be it for me. And it's crazy because if my brother did not wake me up, that would have been it for me. I would not be here right now filming this video. It's crazy. It's a long story. So after my surgery, I started to get better. I was in the hospital for about a month or so. I ended up missing a lot of school. I had to take like all my MCAS because I was in like elementary school when it first happened. Yeah, elementary school. So I had to take all my MCAS in the hospital, like with the teacher. Like they would come and bring it to me, so I wouldn't fail school. But after a month, I started to get like better, and I started to be able to eat again, and everything was fine. So a little while later, in 2014, it was my senior year in high school. I started to feel sick again, but this time I was fainting. I would faint like this, like out of nowhere. I couldn't eat again. I was throwing up like crazy. People thought I was pregnant. No, I was not. And I kept telling everyone, no, like there's something wrong. Like I just don't feel right. Like there's literally something wrong. Like I was in pain. Anytime I would eat at all, like I would instantly feel horrible. Like I would get fevers, chills. It just started like all over again. And I knew in my mind like something's happening again. So I went back and forth to the doctors like 1,000,001 times. Still couldn't figure out what's wrong until I went for a nuclear medical test. So what they do is they inject dye in your body and it's supposed to light up any type of like weird things in your body, I guess. So when I got the nuclear medical test, they had found they called it a nodule, which is like a small spleen that grew back. And they were like, oh, that's no problem, we can just take it out and you'll be fine. I'm like, all right, cool. So I scheduled the appointment to get my surgery, and they told me it was only supposed to be like 45 minutes. So I'm like, all right, that's like a pretty quick surgery, like I'll be fine. So I went in for surgery. It was my mom had came with me, and at the time it was my ex-boyfriend, and they waited for the surgery to be over. Instead of the surgery lasting 45 minutes, it ended up lasting almost 4 hours long. So my mom's having a whole heart attack in the waiting room, like, where's my daughter, basically. So nobody had answers, nobody knew what was going on. Come to find out, after the 4 hours and after my surgery had finished, the surgeon comes out to talk to my mom, and he explained to my mom that there was a lot of complications during my surgery. Instead of one little nodule that they saw that grew back, it wasn't just one. It wasn't two, it was three. And they somehow combined themselves into my pancreas. So it was like one with my pancreas. Weird, fucking weird, I know. So they ended up having to cut off half my pancreas, and that led to me losing a lot of blood during surgery, which almost led me to die. They could not stop the bleeding for a little while. So I had to get blood transfusions again. So after my blood transfusions, and after I came out of surgery, I had woken up, and they had given me morphine for a painkiller. Little did they know that I had already told them previously that I was allergic to morphine. I found out from my first surgery. They gave it to me again and fucked up, okay? So when I got up from surgery, it was horrible for me. I started projectile vomiting all over the surgery recovery room, whatever you want to call it. I couldn't stop. I was hallucinating. I was seeing bugs on me. I was itching like crazy. Like, oh my god, it was fucking horrible. So they ended up trying to give me like an anti-nausea medicine, and that didn't help. So what they did was they ended up stabbing me with lorazepam, which is like a very strong drug that just knocks you out. Like, I'm talking about just done. Like, you're out. And that actually helped. And then they gave me medicine to counteract the allergic reaction. So that surgery, again, I was in the hospital for about a month as well. So they ended up putting me on the cancer unit because of the rare genetic blood disorder that I have, which is my white blood cells confuses like any type of virus that I have, any type of cold, for my red blood cells, and it eats my own blood. So I have to be very, very, very careful when I get sick. Like, a minor cold to everybody else is just a minor cold, but to me it's very, very dangerous because I have to go into the hospital. I have to make sure my blood is up, and if it's not, I have to get blood transfusions again. When I was there for a month, the recovery process was hard because I ended up having like a tube in my body, which was draining blood because I was bleeding eternally from the surgery. So it was kind of difficult to kind of move around and stuff, but the cool part was, I'll insert a video somewhere over here if I can.
Could you hold this?
Robin Thicke ended up coming, and I got to meet Robin Thicke, which is pretty cool. That was like the one.
See, you got your pretty nails on.
I like those. It's
really cool to talk about.
I dyed it brown. Dyed my blonde hair brown. Why did I do that? I don't know. But I looked a hot mess, so just ignore that part. Obviously, I'm freaking sick. So after my surgery, I recovered and I got out of the hospital, and I started to feel better. And now it's 2020, and thank God I have not had like any of those type of major incidents again. I've had other surgeries for other reasons, but not for that specifically. But the way that this affects me now in my everyday life is when it comes to sicknesses and all that other stuff. Like, there's certain things I can't do. Like, I can't eat raw stuff. Like, I can't eat raw meat. Like, you know how people get like their meat like medium or rare? Like, first of all, it's gross, but second of all, I can't eat stuff like that. I can't eat like raw sushi. I don't even like sushi, but that's fine. My deli meat, I have to cook it because it's like raw, you know. So stuff like that. And again, like I said before, like sicknesses, a normal cold to you guys is nothing, but to me it gets dangerous. And that's with this whole pandemic going around too is really scary for me, because my doctors had told me that if I do end up like getting this virus, it's gonna be fatal for me, because I'm not gonna be able to fight it off because it's an extremely strong virus. which is scary, you know, because I'm only 24, and normally it's not supposed to hit people that are like young like me and who are healthy, quote unquote healthy. But that's why I just normally stay inside. I don't hang out with anybody. And the main reason why I wanted to make this video is because I feel like some people just don't understand that, and I've tried to explain that to people, and a lot of people don't know the story. So hopefully now, if you've watched this and you know me and I've told you reasons why I'm not hanging out with you or my friends or whatever, is because of that reason. I have to be more cautious than anybody else, and I really, really have to make sure that I'm not around people and I don't get this, because who wants to die? Because I don't want to die, okay? Like, seriously, I don't want to be sick either. I'm tired of being sick. I've been sick like my whole life. But yeah, so that is the story, the long, long story of how I almost died twice. I'm thankful to all the people that were there for me throughout this whole thing. I'm thankful for the doctors for saving my life. Actually, my surgeon, because I had the same surgeon for my first surgery and my second surgery, and he was like, what is going on with you? And I'm like, I don't know. But I've been good now. I've been better, thank God, and I hope to God nothing like this happens again. And I hope it just continue to stay healthy, and I hope everybody else is continuing to stay healthy with all this virus stuff going around. Make sure you stay inside. Seriously, it's really not worth it. Like, being sick is just not worth it. Just wait it out. It'll get better, and then everybody can go outside and we could drink some margaritas or whatever, Patron, Fireball, whatever you like. Fuck that Hennessy shit, because that shit's nasty. But you know, it'll be fine. It'll be good. So thank you for watching my story time. Thank you for tuning into my video. Make sure to subscribe to my channel. Like, I get views, okay, and their views don't add up to the likes, to the comments, to the subscriptions. Like, subscribe, just subscribe. Like, support me. I support people who do music, who do like their beauty stuff, so I expect you to support me back, okay? Show love. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.